Hey. So we're going to change the format of this just a little bit. Because we're still like from what we did last week. Well, obviously it's going to be different just because things are going to be different. Because we don't have like all the background stuff that we're going to go through like the way we did before. But so we are just going to start off with some dinner. And it's the same thing I had last week. I had hamburger.
Oh, that's not true. I mean, it's just the same like meal that you had, but there's a little bit of difference to it.
Like the hamburger is a different hamburger.
The hamburger is a different hamburger.
I've never had this one before.
Yeah.
So it's just another like what you said. These are like
From
a couple hundred
freezer.
yen.
Yeah, that's like 200 some yen for that hamburger.
So we're gonna have our meal, and then
just kind of let people come into the room and maybe
we can just like ask us anything type thing. And I thought we would talk maybe a bit about what our pre-memory is before watching the video of what we're going to do.
We're not getting into it yet. You're saying what we're doing.
Yeah. And then after when we watch the video together, and you guys will be here for that, and then we will go through any photos that we have to kind of fill in the holes.
Okay.
And that's kind of what like I was just thinking that would make a fairly good workflow for now anyways.
We're watching Bangkok today. Our first time in Bangkok.
The first episode.
That needs to be said.
Because there's 2 episodes I think from our first stay in Bangkok.
Okay.
And collateral. You got to help me with this.
Collateral.
Where does the
collateral 0?
There we go. Collateral 0. Okay, cool. It's all one word, and I'm stupid, so it's hard to read sometimes.
Collateral 0.
Yeah, we need to get. I guess I could turn that light on. Things are so confusing. There's so many moving pieces for this. I just don't have it all like lined up in my head yet. So, anyways,
I've packed dinner on top of it.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
We are going to be watching the Bangkok episode, and so last week we watched the Costa Rica episode, and that was the first place we went on a round the world trip, and the first episode in that series. And we talked about.
If you didn't see it, it's on YouTube now.
Oh yeah. If you missed this live stream, this Us Watching Us series, we're putting it on our highlights channel.
So on the highlights channel, you can see us watching us in Costa Rica, but you could also watch the Costa Rica video if you haven't seen it on
the other YouTube channel.
On the other YouTube
it's very confusing. So the situation was we went to Costa Rica to visit my parents essentially before we went on this long trip because they had recently moved to Costa Rica, and then we went to Bangkok, and we had a one-way ticket to Bangkok, and that's all we had. We didn't have any plans. We didn't have any place to stay. Nothing.
I remembered worrying that they weren't going to let us out of the country if we didn't have a return ticket. I remember having
there was concern about that, but we did research about it. The only time we actually acted upon that worry was when we came to Japan traveling. Because Japan's apparently picky about if you come into Japan without a return ticket. But yeah, we never. Oh, and when we had to get an Indian visa ahead of time. So you have to work around that sometimes. If you go to a country with a one-way ticket on a tourist visa, sometimes they're like, no.
We got a question. How was the experience of the first stream of this series? Did you have fun watching yourselves in the first few videos? Yes, I've actually been really excited about today. Kept reminding me of it. Katie, we've got that thing today. Katie, I know. I'm excited about it. So it went really well, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of what went on. I feel like maybe a couple of years ago I started watching our videos again, and I did get a few videos in.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, at some point. But then life just got chaotic, and I wasn't super invested in it, so it became...
Live streaming, it kind of gives us we'll keep up with it. Like, because it gives us an anchor to actually do the thing.
There is a commitment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we had a one-way ticket to Bangkok, and... I remember our flight, the previous video ends with us in New York calling on the pizza button. We only stayed in New York, and I think we talked about this last week, but we stayed in New York for one night, long enough to do laundry.
Yeah.
And then I believe...
That was I think that was my first one of my first coin laundry experiences.
I think we stayed in New York one night, and then did laundry during the day, and then we had a midnight flight on a Chinese airline to Taipei, and then we transferred in Taipei and then went down to Bangkok. And in the middle of that, I remember we landed in Anchorage, Alaska, so they could refuel the plane, I guess. Which is weird because I've flown from the east coast of Japan many times. Is that extra distance to go to Taipei? Does that require a refuel stop or something? I don't know, but they did. And they stopped and everybody got off. And we went into the terminal. I remember there being like a grizzly bear like stuffed in a box or something like in the terminal that we got in and walked off. And we walked around for like an hour, and then we get back on the plane, and then we flew to Taipei. And my memory, and I mentioned this last week, of looking out the window when we were landing in Taipei and seeing rice paddies and being like, holy shit. Like, it was just like,
what have we done?
Yeah, what did we do? Like, we sold all of our stuff. We don't have a house anymore. Our cars are gone. We quit our jobs. I looked out the window, and it finally hit me what had happened, because I was like, oh my God, we're in Asia. Like, there's rice paddies outside.
I think I remember when we got off the plane, I saw my first person wearing a medical mask, like just a regular, like
in Taipei.
civilian, not, I saw my first, like, person wearing a medical mask, and I asked myself, there's a problem? What's happening? And I kind of knew that they wore masks when they weren't feeling well, but definitely not to the degree that I understand it now, or the whole world does. But I was very, very surprised. You might want to mix the sauce on top.
Yeah, I put some on top.
Yeah, don't go, like, flip it over is my advice.
No, flip that. Yeah, you gotta flip that loaf.
Yeah.
And then we flew from there. I don't remember much else in Taipei. I don't think we did anything. I think it was a short transfer.
I think I saw a piece of art
and then
in the terminal.
And then we flew to Bangkok. And do you remember arriving in Bangkok? I don't. I remember the next day.
I feel it was very overwhelming. I do remember the airport. I don't remember how we got from the airport to the hotel.
So the thing is when we were flying to Taipei and we landed in Alaska, you booked a hotel to stay in for the first place to stay in Bangkok, in that hotel. We had nothing planned. We were idiots. Yeah, you called somebody in Thailand.
I called someone
from Thailand in the airport terminal in Alaska during that little overlay, so that you could You're like,
I think I remember
this.
this.
And you booked I totally forgot about this, but I just was thinking about it, and I was like, how did we find that place? And it just clicked. Just clicked. But yeah, you called somebody.
I don't think they picked us up from the airport. I think we had to get there on our own.
Agreed. And I remember we felt like we were spending a lot of money on it, and we only stayed there 1 or 2 nights, but we spent a lot of money. It was like $20 or something.
I feel like that place was rather clean, considering that we had just gone through our first budget hotel situation.
Well, we wanted something specifically clean because we wanted to
start off on the right foot.
Oh, here's a snake. Thank you for the snake, man.
Snack.
So anyways, I don't remember what it cost. Maybe we'll say it in the video.
But this was also my first group showering situation. It may have happened in Costa Rica, but this was like group showering. Like there's a group of us together.
Just like shared bathroom.
Yeah, like a shared bathroom. Like I had never been in that situation. I don't think as a unexperienced
traveler
person,
because we were like super unexperienced at this point.
Yeah.
So like I don't remember exactly. I don't remember what time of day it was when we arrived in Thailand.
I remember waking up. That's about it.
I remember waking up super early because of jet lag, like being all screwy for us. And then I remember the next day a bit, and I think we're going to be talking about that.
Snake.
In the the snakes are distracting. I just feel like we're going to we'll show that. I think we end up showing that in the video, and if not, maybe we'll talk about it later. But I remember walking outside. I just remember this feeling of like, I don't know if it's safe here.
Yes.
Like I had no idea. Like, is Thailand okay? Like, is it going to be like street crime everywhere? We didn't know. We didn't know anything like that.
Yeah, I didn't know who I could trust.
Yeah.
I felt kind of bewildered.
We had been through in Costa Rica. We didn't have any problems. But we were in San Jose for a while, which is kind of a sketchy city, and that kind of spooked me a little bit. And like I was just like, I don't know. And I just remember going outside, and I remember seeing like fences with like barbed wire around the edges, and like people like will cement pieces of glass like into the tops of the fence and stuff. And I remember seeing that stuff and being, uh-oh.
The thing that stands out to me was having the electrical wiring above ground.
Oh, and like everywhere.
And just feeling that was so unsafe. The electricity is in the sky, and it felt so unsafe.
We absolutely shook this feeling within like a day or two. Like we very quickly realized, oh, it's not dangerous here at all. Yeah. It's totally fine.
People know each other.
Yeah, a lot of these people are on the Discord, just with different names. It's confusing.
Sweet. Fantastic people in Thailand.
Yeah, I mean, there's like touts in Thailand and stuff, but it's not like aggressive. I was worried about getting like robbed at gunpoint, like or at knife point or something. Like that's the kind of thing I was concerned about, and it was totally like, I mean, as an American, like you go into like American cities and stuff, and you go down like the wrong street, and it gets sketchy. You know what I mean? Like, it gets bad. So, I just didn't have any gauge on what to expect.
One thing I don't know about this is, like, what month are we in? Is this, like,
September.
Still September?
We flew out of America on September 11th because the tickets were, like, $300 cheaper than the other days.
I actually remember being kind of worried about that.
Yeah.
Like feeling that superstition, feeling that it's like that was like a once in a ever thing that happened. I know that people hijack planes and shit, but there's a lot of planes in the sky.
Greetings from Crimea. Interesting.
What?
What's life like right now for you guys?
What?
Is that for real?
Yeah, for real.
I thought the population there was like super low too.
Is the parentheses RU for Russia?
Yeah, it's unlikely to get robbed in Central. Yeah, we know that now, but before we went, we had no idea. All right. So, like I said, as soon as I get the food in me. So last week we did this and we ate dinner at the same time that we were like trying to watch stuff. It was just too much for me, like clicking on things and trying to eat, and like it was just too much. So I just was like, we're gonna change the atmosphere a little bit here.
So we've thought about just sitting and chatting about our expectations, letting things kind of just get to a point where people are here and we're not just falling in too quickly. And so my question is, we're assessing your dinner, and we may need to assess whether we need to change it to something that is a little easier for you to eat.
I do wonder if maybe we should start these a half an hour later. Just eat off camera and then just be able to jump straight into it.
Oh, okay.
Because I just feel like I'm not focusing on eating, and I'm not like able to give this. It's like I'm splitting my focus or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I totally remember the Egyptian couple that I ate Indian food with. Is that you?
Yeah. If it's not them, wouldn't that be weird?
I actually thought about you guys the other day because I am obsessed with Indian food right now. Yeah, so you come into my mind every now and then, not only just based on Indian food, but just to having met you guys. That's awesome.
They're up in Sendai.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so I also set up audio ducking on the playback. So hopefully when the video is playing, if we speak here, it'll pull the volume down on the video playback, so it doesn't like fight with, like the audio doesn't fight back and forth between us now and us pastos. So hopefully it works. I think it's working, but you guys will have to tell us if it's working okay.
But that won't stop it completely. You've done some other stuff to...
Yeah, I gave Katie a pause button. Yeah, we're going to be fucking the audio. Okay. Yeah, and then like talking makes me eat slower, and then it just expands out and out and out. We could use these nights where we just order Indian food and have it delivered right at 6:30. Could do that. I know I could get you like dreaming about Indian food.
Yeah, that tosses up my desire to regulate everything and my desire to eat
Indian food.
Indian food. So that's just budding each other at the moment. What the fuck is that? It's a duck.
We're going to be watching the first time we went to Bangkok. That's what we're going to be working on. And we're going to watch like the Round the World trip series that we filmed in 2009, 2010. Today's basically in order. But so this Bangkok thing, we were there for a month or a little over a month, probably like 35 days or something. Mm-hmm. And it's only 2 videos, I think.
We're going to get an apartment.
Yeah, in this video.
Holy
Like,
crap.
we rented an apartment for a month.
That pasta is good. A little overcooked, but still good. My recollection of Bangkok is very favorable. Granted, intensely hot. You know, I feel like my sweat back then wasn't as bad as my sweat now. Like, I sweat funk now, and it seemed like back then I didn't sweat funk.
Diet.
What?
Your diet.
Diet's better now.
Is it though? Maybe you just eat something that's like one specific thing that.
Is bad for
But
funk?
you have thyroid problem too now. That could be something too.
That causes funk?
I don't know. Just to be really clear, Katie doesn't like stank. She's not stanking right now. I want people thinking.
Actually, in all honesty, I might be stanking. But I think I'd have to. Oh, sweet.
This smells like hamburger up in here.
Or Ebby. Yeah, I was a little worried, but I'm so goal oriented that I was like, I'll poison your air to keep moving on the trajectory that we're going, than to change my shirt.
I'm not gonna come over and start sniffing, but I don't smell anything bad.
Oh, that's good.
Do I have any issues with tattoos in the countries? Only Japan.
That cheese is perfect. Is it cheese? I'm the cheese.
Yeah, in Japan, like, there's some places, like, if you go to, like, a swimming pool, public pools or something like that, they don't want you to have tattoos, so you can wear a rash guard and cover it up. Do people know what rash guards are? I say it sometimes, people ask me, do you know what it is?
I didn't know that it was a rash guard. I just thought it was a Band-Aid to cover large areas.
No. A rash guard is, like, so you don't know.
No.
A rash guard is a shirt that's, like, what surfers wear. Like, a long sleeve, like, thing. That's called a rash guard. I only know because of the aquabats. And they wear them.
I see. Mm-hmm. It'd be really weird to go to an onsen and like you've got like your upper body is all tattooed and you've worn this like rash guard, but you're Donald Duckin and your bottom is all out, and yeah, it just seems weird. They call it a rashy. Yeah, that's so Australian.
And I mean, I wouldn't say that's a problem, but the only time I don't really like onsens anyways. But the only time that's a pain is if we're traveling someplace and we want to sleep in the car or something, and like the quick, easy way to get a quick shower is to go into like a sento or an onsen in Japan and just take a shower. But it's like if they have all these signs out there like no tattoos, blah 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 blah, then I don't like breaking rules. So
the riffraff.
But
they keep the riffraff out.
That's me.
Yep, you are bad to the bone.
So that's really the only time that it's ever been at all a problem at all. The other thing that does sometimes, because it gives touts a thing to talk to you about. Have you noticed this? Like sometimes like they'll come up to me, like touts will come up like, oh hey, nice tattoo, and it gives them a chance to like, it gives them a way in to then start trying to grift you. So there is always that too. If somebody randomly comes up and starts talking to you, it's a pretty surefire. Why don't they like tattoos? In Japanese culture, tattoos are like seen as like yakuza or gangsters type thing. So, I mean, it's the same. Like if you think about like American perception on tattoos, and like probably even up into the 80s.
Yeah,
Like
it was
people
like
would think it's like bikers and bad guy things or whatever. But I think it definitely doesn't have that stigma anymore.
No.
You guys watching me munch my Mekons?
Mm-hmm. How do you like the K shoku that I make you?
The Kei shoku?
The K shoku.
That's one of the best parts of the day. Okay, I'm going to put the dishes away.
Okay. Still an onion there.
Do you need anything with them up?
Nope. So when's the face tattoo coming? You gonna do that?
Nah.
That doesn't
Anything
really.
above the neck or below the wrists, it doesn't do it. Doesn't do it for me.
Chest and back are open.
I don't. Doesn't bother me.
Oh, is your butt below your wrists?
No.
Okay, good. Then you can get your butt nipples.
The question I have for you is
No.
how many dollars would have to be donated for you?
I couldn't do it. I know.
What?
I know we would get all that money. Like, I guess it would have to be hundreds of thousands. And no, yeah, hundreds plural. Possibly even $1 million.
$1 million?
$1 million.
To just get a couple of nipples tattooed on your butt?
Yeah.
Come on now, you do it for less than that.
No, I don't think I would. I think for less than that, we would get all the
You
money.
just don't want me to think. You just don't want to deal with me constantly
tweaking my butt nipples. No, I think we both know that's not the reason. I would demand $1 million for butt nipples. Quote.
Thanks for the resub, by the way. Big Solo Flare, thank you for the follow. We gotta keep an eye on this. Oh, you know what? It probably makes noise, and then they hear it like 3 times. So we'll turn the volume down. Oh, I'm just having a banana.
I've got the Big Lebowski soundtrack stuck in my head.
The whole thing?
With just one song. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's when he's like,
My condition was real.
after he's like Jackie with Jackie.
Yeah.
And he's
Jackie
like,
drugged him, and then he goes into that dream with Maud.
it's a weird, it's a weird part of an already weird movie.
It's a damn good movie. We recently, I guess not recently, but maybe like within the last year, had like a group viewing of it and drank White Russians. It was nice.
Okay. Let's do the thing. We are going to... Let me switch the scenes here. And...
I have to be prepared with this thing too. And I assume
I don't remember where I put the scene.
VLC Mobile.
Us.
And then I use
There it is.
this one. And I'm ready. Unlock features.
Okay.
Cancel.
Why do we look so pink? The camera's white balance is weird right now.
App tap by cancel.
So... You are connected to the wrong computer.
What?
You see how that
Oh,
says...
I'm supposed to be connected to... Sorry, I thought it was the TV. About settings. Okay.
Katie has an app now that she can pause the... yeah, we aren't sunburned. We're not the color that the camera looks. Can I use your app? It doesn't look like it's working.
My condition was get good game. Thank you. I like that name.
Yeah.
I did get sunburn last weekend shooting a video. That wasn't terrible, but I don't like sunburn.
I don't know how to tell which computer it thinks it's connected to. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, let us know if the audio is all messed up or anything like that, but we're going to get going here. This is episode 2, Bangkok part 1.
Okay.
And it's not working. Why is this being a jerk?
Maybe refresh it before you go in.
It says it can't find the computer. Hey, thank you for the follow. Get good game.
I already did that.
Oh, did you?
I don't know why,
Why did it
something
make
made noise, but
There we go.
wow.
Do you remember when we tried to get on a plane with a couple of sealed sodas and they wouldn't let us on the airline because I guess they assumed we were going to fly off an airplane with a closed 7-Up and a Coca-Cola, which I guess you can't do without Mentos, right?
Yeah.
But we didn't have any Mentos, so there's no logic to it. But on this airline, from our flight to Anchorage to Taiwan, they have provided us with time to enact our plan. I am a little weird saying that now, like, oh, we're gonna get in trouble or something, man.
This is the color that I remember of this hotel.
Mm.
That just everything was white. Like the bedding was white, the walls were white, the doors were white, everything was white.
Oh yeah, somebody's like so close to the camera. Yeah, the camera, you gotta keep in mind the camera that we were using at that time was this little tiny pocket camera, and it didn't have a way to see the screen. The screen was only on the back.
Yeah.
So like we couldn't like see what we were seeing, and like also the focal like length of it was like way, I mean, it was like way close like this, like, you know what I mean, like if you're holding it at arm's length, it was like this. It didn't have a nice wide shot the way that this can have. It's just like just how things are with that technology.
Like
but yeah,
old
it looks terrible. Close is good. I don't know, I watch some of that stuff sometimes, and the thing about it, I like it when it's much wider, because then you can see the background, you can see what's going on and things like that. Personally, that's my take on it. But yeah, so this is why I don't remember what happened between the airplane landing in Taiwan. We didn't film or talk about anything. We landed in Taiwan, got to Bangkok, somehow got to the hotel we've forgotten, and then the next morning we're in our hotel room, and that's what we're filming here.
That is how it felt to me too, and not having seen these videos, it's interesting that it feels that way.
More stuff definitely happened.
Oh, no doubt.
Alright, well, we have finally got to Bangkok, and we decided that we were going to get a nice room because we'd been on a plane for 27 hours and had some layovers, and we wanted some air conditioning and just want to sleep forever. So we've got a private room that opens like that, and there's air.
So I guess that door was surprising to me.
We got us some beds, a nice big old window to look out of.
We were in this room for only one day.
Was it only one night?
Yeah.
I think it was 2.
We went to another room. We ended up on a bunk bed. So I think we did pay a considerable amount of money for this twin room. And then we moved to the bunk beds because I very much remember doing my first travel book on the bunk beds.
Oh, like, oh, okay.
Bare minimum that you really need to get by, so.
Oh, look how clean the bag is. I'm going to see if I can push a button. Hopefully this doesn't break anything.
Oh, it's all going to be broken.
So, this is where we're.
It didn't work, and it threw an error.
Your input cannot be opened.
Hey man, thank you for the sub.
Awesome.
Oh, I remember what button it is. It's this button.
Get by, so.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
Bare minimum that you really need to get by, so.
I like that I
really
see
want
that trash can, and I asked myself, did Eric throw up in that?
Yeah, look
Because
how.
I very much remember you throwing up in basket, like trash cans like that.
Yeah. You still, if I tell you, like, if I lay down, I'm like, I don't feel so good tonight. I wake
just
up in the morning and there's a
immediately
trash
walk
can
over.
next to me
There's
still
always
now.
a trash can next to you, and maybe a bottle of water, depending, or like some sort of water thing if I've figured out how to do that.
So before we went and traveled around the world, we had no way. We aren't backpacking people. We aren't camping people. We don't know how to do this. I mean, we do now, but we went to REI, I think, with our friend Will, who's like an Eagle Scout, and like he knows like how backpacks work and stuff. And we went up to REI, which is like an hour and 20 minutes drive from where we lived because we had to go up near DC, and we each spent hours talking.
Will felt weird about adjusting the straps around my feminine parts. I was just like, it's fine, dude. So like the last time we were talking about the dude brushing your balls on the thing, yeah, that was a situation.
So we kind of like figured out like the stuff that we would need, and like learning how to pack for this trip was a huge endeavor. Like I remember spending a lot of time trying to figure out what we needed to bring, and the process that I went through of trying to figure this stuff out was using YouTube. But this is 2009, and I was Googling it and like trying to find people talking about backpacking and like trying to find what would have existed as like a travel vlog, and they just didn't exist. And I eventually did find a dude that had like 200 views on a video, and he was like, I'm traveling around Europe or whatever, and this is how I pack. And he showed how he packed. And it was like really, really useful. But like, my point is like at that time, I was trying to find people that were doing this, and I could not find it. Like I was digging for it because I wanted to learn how. And all I really did find was just that one dude that was like, here's how I pack my bag. But like,
yeah, I remember him talking about towels. I remember learning about towels.
Yeah, and like he was showing how he like rolled things up and put things in his bag and stuff. It was super useful.
He said he was a cubist, and we learned what packing cubes
yeah, and that's why we got packing
cubes. That
cubes.
might not be the exact term he used, but it feels right.
Yeah.
A cubist.
So, and we knew we wanted to travel really lightweight. We didn't want to check any bags. So that orange thing that's there, that's my backpack. That was everything. That was my whole bag.
I'm gonna bring a tag.
Yeah, so anyway, that's just what that bag, and the thing that really makes me, I still have this bag. I never use it anymore. I could, I guess.
It feels weird to throw them away. Like
Yeah,
it not
I
only
won't
feels
get
like
rid of it.
getting rid of something that's useful, it also feels like I'm not willing to part with that.
Yeah, for some reason it's too big.
That is such a part of me.
Yeah.
Gerber, that fat bastard, is such a part of me.
And we both, we chose, oh yeah, go ahead.
And I remember at the beginning not feeling really no, I think I had attachment from the moment I bought it because we named it, I named it, and I just remembered thinking like, I know this is going to be with me for a while, so I think it was strong attachment from the beginning.
And I remember taking it to your mom's house and having her, we cut because you have all those dangly things for like adjusting the sizes. We put it on the way we thought the size would be good for us, and then we cut them and had your mom like sew them so that they would still be nice and stuff like that.
But I remember a weird thing while we're in Bangkok. We went up
Yeah,
to
because
some people.
I made an adjustment on one of my bags. My bag has this piece that like is a separate bag that can be removed, but you had to use like run this like wire, not this wire, this rope-ish thing through like a hook, and like it was really cumbersome, and I wanted to remove it and replace it with carabiners because the carabiners could snap in and out really fast. So I did that, but we had to have somebody fix it, and we found some lady like at like she has like a sewing shop or whatever, and we went in and we was like, we just need to go zzz, zzz, like 2 lines across here, and she did it, and she wouldn't take any money.
Yeah, just things like that. Agudas, thank you. Things like that make me feel like sometimes we don't exploit the Asianness of Japan, because you have that broken ass chair, and I feel like if we went over to the garbage area, like there's a place that breaks down metal across the street. If you just took it over there, they've got all the tools, and they would just look at you like, oh man, I got this shit, and then you'd be like, here's 1,000 yen for fixing my problem and making my life better, and they'd be like, no. But
how do I get an office chair down the road?
The Juilliard.
And not look like an idiot. Anyway, people are friendly and like they will help you with things.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Thank you, by the
And
way.
I exploit.
I got this from Hot Topic.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's my Hot Topic Nirvana shirt. It was like $9.
So
He won't let his office chair roll on the ground.
Yeah, that
outside.
and like it's
Not
not
cool.
the kind of wheels that are gonna go across asphalt.
Yeah, they're just gonna get broken if you rode
gotta
it all the
carry
way
it.
over to the thing
Yeah. It's
over.
not
to
like
the metal
nice
shop.
smooth concrete. It's asphalt.
Yeah, it's just gonna char down the wheels and then
Yeah. And then you just have more problems.
Stan. It's called Refill Now in Bangkok.
Refill now. Okay, so we're in a tuk-tuk. I have so many thoughts because there's so many things we didn't say. That
Yeah, we didn't know.
So here's the thing. We woke up in the morning and we knew that the place we were staying had a free tuk-tuk service into the city. It was a little bit outside of the city, probably. I think it was like a 10 or 15 minute tuk-tuk
Yeah,
ride.
I do remember there being some sort of tuk-tuk situation and needing to talk to someone. We're going to talk about that.
We woke up and we woke up early at like 4 a.m. or some
'cause
craziness
we
like
were
this because
off.
we were jet lagged we were from the East Coast time. And I remember like we were like, okay, how do we get this tuk-tuk? And we like had to call somebody and they had to wake somebody. We didn't do this at 4 a.m. We waited till like 6 or something. And like they had to call a dude and wake him up so he could come. And we didn't like realize there were no hours for the free tuk-tuk or whatever. But anyways, where you go? So the dude came eventually and got us, and we're in a tuk-tuk now riding into the city, and that's like all that stuff in the middle had transpired. And I mentioned earlier how we were like I remember going outside and seeing like barbed wire and stuff and being kind of like, is it safe? I don't understand. I felt like I was just like stepping out into like just testing the waters a little bit just by walking around the block. That all had happened before this tuk-tuk ride. I just remember going out and just looking and being like, okay, this is the world now. So first tuk-tuk ride in Bangkok. It's right about 6 a.m. We weren't supposed to take a tuk-tuk until 9 a.m. So we ended up waking somebody up accidentally by asking for it. Some guy had to come and unlock a door so this guy could get a key to drive the tuk-tuk. It's very complicated. But yeah, here we go. We're off to do some touristy stuff today, going to the Great Palace and whatnot.
Turn my own to smile some more.
This is Katie.
Oh, they're gonna find out that I'm my biggest fan. Oh my god, we got on a fucking boat. Hold on, we got on a fucking boat on the first day.
I guess. These boats in Bangkok are incredible.
And they're so intimidating.
It's so cool. No, the ones on the big river aren't intimidating. The ones on the little
have the docks.
The ones on the little canals, those are intimidating.
But still, that's impressive. Good on us. Wow.
Got rid of my first backpacking bag about 2 years ago and replaced it with something a third the weight. More experience now. Yeah. We have other bags now. We don't use our old ones anymore. I also learned to love the sink. Bring a bit of washing detergent. Yeah, we've done that as well. You know, we didn't really wash clothes so often in sinks. We've done it a couple of times, but usually you can find somebody, like, especially in like cheaper countries or whatever, like developing countries, you can find somebody to wash your clothes for you pretty cheap. And countries that are like developed countries, they have coin laundry. Like, so that's kind of how we always like do things, or like the hotel you're staying in or whatever will have a place.
Yeah,
So.
I want to say like maybe 5 is the lowest number of outfits that we've gone with.
Yeah, audio
One was
is out of sync.
Which one?
Which audio?
Japanese Office Car Racing Association. Embrace the Asianness.
I'm assuming you mean this camera. I have no idea.
Audio's fine here. We're getting seems fine. to
Okay,
me.
I'm not gonna fuddle with
Your
it.
shit is fucked up. What bags do you use now? Mainly, I have gone complete tourist, and I will mostly always have a
A rolling suitcase type thing
suitcase
of-
because I just decided that I got tired of having it on my back all the time. I will definitely put it on my back if that's the adventure we're going on.
Yeah,
But
it depends on the
in
trip.
all honesty, a lot of our trips are like go to the hotel, drop that shit off, see a city. So I wonder, like, what did we do in Croatia? That's a good indicator.
We had that purple bag we bought in Scotland.
Oh yeah, and we had to carry that around because it was so many months that we were going to be out and about,
Yep.
and we were doing more with our lives at that time. Okay, but yeah, I'd say a lot more.
Yeah, it depends. It really depends on the trip. Like when I went hitchhiking, I had a pretty small backpack, and that's what I rolled with. And the reason is because I had to be able to move quick. I had to be able to get in people's cars and get out of people's cars and not have like 4 bags and like I had to all be condensed into one thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it depends on the adventure basically. But
I can't think of the last time I had a backpack adventure only.
'Cause
But
went
maybe
to,
we'll find out.
How do I get this bar to go away now?
Oh dang! Thanks for the sub.
When will Japan open it? We have no idea.
Riverboat? A little confusing.
Yeah.
I don't even know where we're going or if we're in the right direction, so hooray!
Yeah, there's no GPS.
It was cheap.
We have no.
Yeah, there's no smartphones or anything. We have no idea. So
We have no idea what direction we're going.
But I remember it being, like I said in there, it's cheap. It's like very, very cheap. And I mean, the boat ride in itself is amazing. But riding up and down the rivers and back, I want to go back to Bangkok, man.
Depends on the trip whether we check bags or not.
Agadas, thank you for the follow and the sub. Appreciate it. Yeah, so our first day we went to this grand. This is
God.
okay,
This is like one of those things where I'm like, I was there.
it was incredibly touristy part of Bangkok, but it's really cool to see.
I mean, it's intricate, it's
Yeah.
detailed, it's excessive.
Do you remember
It
the
is-
painting? This is like incredibly
slightly,
long
and it goes
painting
all
on
the way
wall. Yeah.
around, and this, and we were watching people paint it because that's probably in perpetual repair.
Probably a teenager is working on painting pieces of it. I'm not sure if he's touching it up or if he's actually painting it, but
They
he
bedazzled everything.
tries
True.
to work on some of these characters in his boat. You can see the detail is ridiculous for how tall it is. And then what's really crazy is when you pan along and notice that this mural goes all the way to the end of that, and it actually
Mirror
is making a
looks pretty
giant
similar.
square. It's like on the interior side of the exterior wall of this building we're in. And it goes all the way around as a square, so each wall is as long
Wow, look at that
This keeps
motherfucker.
Yeah, it's cool.
and just goes and goes and goes, and you get things like this.
That's dope.
Wow.
Zoom in on this creepy one. He's kind of creeping me out a little bit. He's creeping me out.
Wait, listen.
Looks a little bit like Jamie.
Looks like who?
Jamie.
Oh my.
It's a friend of ours.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the detail and everything.
Yeah, look at the lines, man. That's wild.
It's wild.
That's wild.
For tigers.
15
Bravel.
Bravel 2012, thank you for the sub.
foot tall. Well, I guess I should zoom out. But regardless, it's very cool. Let's see what's in the middle here.
So this is like us not knowing how to make videos. You know what I mean? Like this is just like some people wandering around like, and I cut it at a couple points you could tell because it probably was just really, really long. But you can also see like how shaky the video is and stuff. Like,
Look up here.
I don't think we've gotten much better.
Not sure what this is. If this is a watt of some sort.
Gotta keep it natural.
Some people straight up are like, this is the best videos you guys have ever made. Like I hear that all the time.
Guess I could look at my map, but you know, what fun is that?
Alright, I know that Eric just told you all about this, and you're probably like, God, I'm tired of staring at these walls. What are you doing? I just gotta show you that these people put detail onto this. I want you to check out the ball hair on this. Yeah, very, very detailed. Alright.
Look at the like the ox or whatever. The dude. Look at him looking at those nards.
These ball hairs. I kind of like this.
Alright, well, this is the reclining Buddha.
So I recall the reclining Buddha thing was in a different area, maybe. I don't remember.
It's pretty much gigantic. We are still walking. I think it spans pretty much a whole city block.
Yeah.
It goes really, really all the way down there.
And that's all we filmed from it. That was it. It's just fun. It's so funny that we didn't like talk about it even more than that.
So we just walked around the Grand Palace, which is right here. Here's the exterior wall. And afterwards, we had some lunch at this little place that is kind of in a touristy area. We had chicken fried rice, bowl of chicken noodles, soup, kind of like pho, but not exactly the same. A plate of fruit, a soda, and a bottled water. And it came to 165 baht, which is just about $4.50, $4.60. So the food here, even in the touristy area, is on the cheap.
That's cheap. I think that was for both of us.
What? No. Hey, you might be right.
Yeah,
Shit,
I think it
son, we
was.
gotta move. This shit's expensive.
I bet it's more expensive down there now than it was then. But
Look.
When I was in Russia, I ate, they have a lot of different flavors of Mentos everywhere. So I got a thing where I was just eating different flavors of Mentos constantly. And here we have a new flavor of Mentos, which happens to be fresh cola.
we just have these in Japan now, right? Don't they have fresh cola?
Yeah.
So we're gonna get...
It's a standard.
Aren't you gonna eat it?
Oh, you want?
You were just gonna.
Or what was this gonna be a to be continued?
It really tastes like soda. It tastes kind of Dr. Peppery.
Yeah, this shit's dangerous.
This is the electrical system.
I don't want to get electrocuted.
Sometimes you can hear it humming, like literally. While you're walking by, you can hear this, which is quite something. Earlier we saw...
I very much remember like this whole video. Like some other things I don't really remember at all, but there's like I can feel it.
some guy rappelling up and down these, and they were touching it with this big rod, and it was going bank when they touched it. It was... The electrical system here is frightening to say the least, especially being as tall as I am.
Nards on that.
Sometimes...
Maybe they keep the hair on the nards because of like the electrical system. Like it's like a what's it called? Insulation.
There are cables that are raw and open, hanging down. And
The thing is it's like I keep saying electrical, but a lot of that could be like television or internet or telephone or whatever. It might not all be high voltage.
I have almost walked into some.
Yeah, that is sketchy though.
It's something.
Alright,
Oh, okay.
back to what we were really making a video about. So, I have two warnings for this video, for two sets of parents. The first set, my parents might need to sit down for this. Eric's parents, yes, this is where it is. Okay. Eric's parents, you may want to stand up for this. 'Cause you'll be very excited about this.
I was talking. We'll get back to that. Look at the wall behind you, and you'll see the. I was telling you like there's like glass concreted into the top of things. You can see that here.
I want to stand up for this.
See it?
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff where I was like, oh man, is this okay?
You'll be very excited about this. Alright, so basically we've spent the last 3 hours.
No, it's been longer than that.
Okay, we spent longer than
whole
that,
day.
whatever. We spent almost a whole day renting an apartment in Bangkok. So we're walking to our apartment right now.
Did you also pause?
Yeah, we pushed at the same time.
I'm trying to pause. So essentially that morning I was reading the guidebook that we were in and we were trying to figure out where are we going to go from this hotel to the next hotel. And then I just happened upon the apartment area and And I thought to myself, oh my God, it's really out of hand. But it's $10. Wow.
Kyle, thank you for the $10. That helps us pay for our SIM cards. That's what we're working on right now. I was trying to get that reimbursed. It's quite expensive every month.
Yeah, so I just remember reading the little blurb, and I remembered like reading it multiple times during the day. It was just a very small paragraph that was like, you can rent an apartment and you could try these different avenues for renting the apartment. And I was just like, we're really doing this?
My memory of it is just walking down the street, and I don't remember that aspect of it, probably because I didn't read the thing. But I remember just walking down the street and seeing a sign hanging on like a telephone pole or something that was like apartments. You can rent apartments, and we looked at the price of it, and we were just like, that's really cheap. Like it's really cheap, and it's like clearly. If you live there, you can find cheaper stuff. This is for like people just like us who are just like drifting in. And I don't remember what it was like $500 or something like that.
I can feel the stupid couch that wasn't comfortable
was
at all.
couch.
I can smell the mama ramen that I would eat there. Oh man.
So anyway, yeah, we just ended up being like, screw it. Let's just stay in Bangkok for a month and check out the city and like actually get a feel for it. And I'm so glad we did. We had no time. Remember, we had no timeline. The only thing, and then we'll get into this later, much later, we thought we had a 3-month visa for Thailand, but we didn't. So that kind of becomes a thing later, but it gets sorted.
Place to live, which to Eric's parents is something cool. To my parents might be something crazy, but remember, Mom, safety. I have a place to go, a door to lock, and all that good stuff.
You're wearing your passport.
Around my neck.
The white thing that's around Katie's neck is this pouch with her passport in it. That you started wearing it around your waist as well, right?
Yeah, I put it down here instead.
Within a week, I think we probably figured out that this was annoying, and you could also see it. And we ended up wearing it around our waist. You're supposed to wear it around your neck, but we fit around our waist. And then we also realized you have to put your passport in a Ziploc bag, otherwise it turns into a soggy mess from sweat.
We had some sogginess.
You can go ahead and show them what it is.
Would you try to do the same or use apps? What does that mean?
Like to find an apartment.
Oh, I don't know. We'd probably exhaust the options that you had available to you.
Yeah, I think apps are probably the way it would work now. But I mean, again, there were no smartphones. It's 2009. I mean, there were smartphones, but you wouldn't walk around places with smartphones if you didn't want to look like a target to get robbed. Like that, to me, at that time. Nowadays, it wouldn't be like that, but back then, that would be sketch.
One on the left.
No, right here.
Huh? Yeah, no, but it's the left one up here.
Oh,
So this was the apartment building.
Blinds.
Oh yeah, the busted up blinds. Top floor.
We'll fix those later, or not, whatever.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
let's go in.
I don't know why I thought we would do that. It was only a month.
Yeah,
What was I thinking?
I don't know.
But yeah, the place was pretty nice. I mean, we just literally like walked in and talked to a lady and handed her a wad of cash. It wasn't like hard at all.
I remember her being so nice.
Do you remember her name?
No, because I get her
I
name
heard it.
mixed up with the name of the building.
We'll buy that app so that ad goes away.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
I keep catching my eye too.
All right.
Those stairs.
That's the first time we've gone through that door. Okay.
Well, by ourselves.
All right. Well, first thing, we live on the 4th floor, so there's a lot of steps. We've got plenty of time to talk to you guys. Basically, we have a lot of things that go along with this. We have free Wi-Fi.
And internet, she means.
We have, yeah.
I would have never gone and gotten an apartment without you.
You
Like,
were-
if somehow I had found myself in Bangkok, I probably would have just hoteled it.
I just thought about the price, I think, and I was like, okay, we're going to spend this much per night in a hotel, and it can be this much for the entire month, and we could just chill and get used to things. And It was like a perfect idea. It was really
I
good.
feel like I personally would have been too worried that I was getting swindled or not doing it right and somehow was going to get punished in the end. But the fact that you were
punished
there,
a little bit in the end.
The fact that you were there, it felt like you could see the picture clearer. Like I could get us to where we needed to be, but I needed your
You're not good about
sign off
big
on
decisions.
I needed your sign off on like this is all possible and you can do this.
We have. Oh man, I'm blanking.
We have water, electric,
We have water, electric,
air conditioning, cable,
air conditioning,
cable TV,
cable TV. We have a bed to sleep in, a furnished apartment.
room service.
And we don't have room service.
Yeah,
Well,
Not room service, but
we
maid
have a maid
service.
service 6 days a week.
Yeah, I think a lady came and cleaned our
she
room
came
for
and
us every
cleaned.
day.
Yeah, and sometimes I was there when she was there and it was awkward.
And now we're home.
I don't remember which key it is.
We're gonna find out. Prepare mom.
Why are you saying that? You think your mom's gonna freak out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that my
You
mom
bought a house in Japan now.
Yeah, well, yeah, but we've gone a long way. But I felt like every step of this, my mom was on the opposite side of things, and I really felt like she was not necessarily waiting for it to fall apart, but like wouldn't have been ready for this. Just everything just kept escalating.
And now you own a house in Japan.
And yes.
That's one.
I don't know how to open it.
This is our first undooring.
Okay.
Couch.
So it's small, but I mean, what do we need? Famed air conditioning, couch, TV.
I don't know if I ever turned that TV on.
I did.
I don't remember it at all.
Refrigerator. Turn on some more lights.
I remember being sick on that toilet.
Microwave.
Or not being happy.
Rice steamer.
Rice steamer.
Apparently they've given us silverware since we were gone. Sink, just some cabinets. Nothing tremendous.
Oh, we should have stopped and got water.
We've got that big thing.
Oh yeah.
And then this is the bathroom. And you can see me.
Look ahead, duck. Oh, Asia.
Whatever.
Don't show them the bidet.
The bidet. Huh? That's right.
Oh, that laugh sounded like my brother.
This is, your normal everyday.
I like how the water heater is in the shower. Like that thing's electrical.
Shower actually has good water pressure, which
No
is something
stove
that is
plates? I
a
don't
rarity.
remember cooking
And
there at
then
all.
Yeah, I don't think
They
we
might have had some sort of contraption, but yeah, we
Uh,
weren't gonna cook in there anything that was gonna be better than what was outside. So
Bed, mirror again. All the normal things.
Our view is definitely
Our view is a little rough at the moment. We're gonna have to figure out a way to fix those blinds. Maybe
Maybe we just figured out how to roll them up or something. I don't know. I don't remember.
And they're building a building across the street. The neighborhood we live in, they're building apartments everywhere. Apparently, this is according to Lonely Planet, this is the ritzy side of town.
And so you might be asking yourself, how much do you pay for this?
Yeah, I mean, it seems.
Do you remember? I think 500 in a month.
It seems pretty crazy. But
We pay $10 a day per person,
it's-
so it's $20 a day for us
so
to stay here.
we're paying our bill with all the utilities and with the internet and everything is about $525 a month.
When you say $525 a month, that's not that bad. But when you say $20 a day, that seems like a big spend for us. I think we got
$20 a day, nah.
in Thailand. I think we got more frugal as we traveled.
Maybe.
Like we started squeezing our pennies tighter.
I think that we probably, whatever that first room we were in, I probably compared it to that first room of being like a big room in a dorm type hostel thing with shared bath, and then I get here and I can have all this and it's only $20 for both of us.
Yeah. No. I think it's fine. I'm just surprised to hear. I don't know. The 500 is like, yeah, that seems all right. But the other, when you do it by the day, I'm surprised. I don't know if I'm surprised we did that. I think we didn't have a gauge yet on what things cost. We were still like learning how to do that.
So, it's cheap. And that beats the heck out of living in hostels.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
So, we live in Bangkok. On the other side of the planet.
We have a mailing address too, so we can we'll send that out, I suppose. So if somebody wants to send us cash or a bunny.
We are in serious need of a bunny.
Somebody already knew this.
Yeah.
Well, bye.
I was like, what's the funny?
If you want to come stay and you want to sleep on that couch,
Flat out.
do that again.
Flat out.
That's where you can do it. All right, bye.
I feel like I feel cringe watching that.
Oh,
Do you?
not really.
You're not cringy. I'm cringy.
Oh, you're cringy?
Yeah, I feel a little
the
cringy.
way you act? Or
I didn't know how to stop or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just, it's okay. I don't know what I'm just talking.
I'm always the
but
showman.
I wasn't talking to an audience. I was talking to like our friends. It's weird. I don't know. It feels a little cringy. It feels, I don't know.
I don't feel any cringe.
I don't-
But I have
I
to
don't-
go to the bathroom.
I don't feel like mega cringe. I just feel like I
you
see it a
gotta,
little bit.
like entertain people while I'm gone.
I got to figure out a way to get a light on this screen, because when we have moments like right now, it is too dark. I think I have some lights that I could put up here and illuminate things. Oh, hey, look how much nicer that looks. Dramatically better. New empty browser tab. Did you see something? I closed down all the heinous shit I was looking at. Oh, you guys can probably see the light too, right? That's how this works? Too many screens. Yeah, you can see the screen. Yep, 5,000 Kelvin. You can understand why I feel cringy. Oh no, does that mean you think it's cringy? No, the video's not over. Katie's in the bathroom. So now it's just me. You get to hang out with me. I can show you some different Kelvins. How about this one? Wait, it didn't change. Why didn't it change? Now I got two preview windows.
It smells like
Oh, it's not a preview. That's why.
Pizza Hut in here.
It smells like Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
There we go.
Or like crazy bread.
4,200. We go pure white. Yeah, I'm not like super cringed about it. It's just I don't know. It's just, it feels a little bit cringy. The white was like really bright, was it?
Could you put this on your table?
Still not peeking out on the
so that I can
Zeebs.
get back into my spot. Oh, we got another follow.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you figure out how to say that name. No Lisa Ramito. Thank you for the follow. Apologize.
No le Sarmiento.
Are we gonna make shirts again? Yeah, I want to make shirts again. Actually, I've been thinking about that. The problem we had in the past was just the shipping is really hard worldwide. I need to find somebody that can do it, and not create problems where people like receive their shirt and then like customs in their country is like, oh, it's going to be 100% tax that happened to us. is a mess. Okay, let's get back in the game.
All right, so you ever wish that you could go to the little eatery in the mall and that someone
Person
would
has
be
Sing
sitting
Ha beer. It's got my boy.
Oh yeah.
there with a bucket ready to sell you some corn with some butter on it? Give me 1 second, all right? Not that lady. Butter and corn.
It is so normal now. It's so funny that we thought that was like a thing.
What are you talking about? There's no I haven't seen butter and corn since then.
Oh, well, I mean like just corn as like a sweet treat or a snack or something
okay.
like that here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that is funny.
Alright, so Eric asked me to make a video of how confused I am. We rode the SkyTrain. We got off at Siam and then we went into a building which we thought was a mall that turned out to be like an alcove of computer stuff that we couldn't really navigate properly, and we had to have a security guard help us, and we ended up outside of it and there was a big screen that some girl was giving the thumbs up on, and then we walked around that, and now we just walked down this strip over here that was...
Hold on a second here. Watch the motorbike. There's a motorbike. You see the motorbike right there on the left-hand side?
Yeah.
He's going this way, and the arrow is pointing that way. Right? Mm-hmm. But then watch the motorbike coming towards him.
And now we just walked down this strip over here.
Oh, they're kind of like just like drifting
They're just
in from the lane.
skirting
Okay,
past,
yeah. Okay.
That was like vendors and stuff. And then we saw this gigantic
I think
mall.
that's near the movie theater.
I don't know if it's a mall, okay? So now we're gonna go in that and see what's in there.
And
Nothing.
we have some things that are familiar. There's an Outback over here in this building.
So you can tell this is like the snooty part of town or whatever. It's like their Ginza or whatever.
Yeah, we gotta take Makiko to get
to
a
figure out how to get inside.
bloomin' onions.
Yeah.
And just some stuff.
Totally
This is
convinced me we
very
could've gone on that
modern
trip, too.
side of town. It's called Siam. And as you can see, over here we have... Figure out the traffic here. On the left we've got cars going that direction. Then we have more cars going that direction. And then in one lane we've got cars going this direction. I don't know.
It's probably because it's like a congestion thing. Like thinking about now, I would assume that like some of those lanes probably can reverse and go one direction during certain times and the other direction during another.
Yeah.
That's my guess now. I don't know, but that would be what I would assume. I remember this being one of the worst things you ever ate.
Yes. I was pissed.
Yeah, you were grumpy about this, man.
Yeah, I wasn't happy about the food situation.
How is it?
It's gooey.
What is it that you're having?
Seafood, tomato spaghetti.
How is the flavor? You don't look happy. So this is the first weird thing we've had in Bangkok you haven't enjoyed.
Well, I haven't had the chance to eat the whole thing. We're gonna see what this seafood's like.
Want to go back and try it again? Maybe you'd like it?
No, you see my face now?
That was squishy.
Alright, so we're in a 50s diner in a mall.
Eating squid pasta.
The decorations and stuff and the music, it's all 50s style stuff. And some of the food is kind of 50s-ish, but it's all got a Thai twist on it. Like, that's just like a pasta. I mean, I guess you normally could get that in a 50s diner, but of course they put some strange seafood into it, which is weird. I did get this watermelon drink, and it's phenomenal. It had a piece of watermelon in it that I ate already. And it's just unbelievable. It tastes just like your drink.
Yes, this was worse than this whole
It's kind
swimming.
of like an icy a little bit. And then I got a club sandwich, which has got egg, and I don't even have any idea what this stuff is. But it's got egg and ham and tomato.
What is it?
It's very, very good.
Gratin or something? What are they putting there?
So I think I did a pretty good job. This isn't a mall, so it is kind of expensive, but whatever. I guess we'll live.
Yeah. It turns out I didn't even eat it, and I think about that meal, and it still bothers me.
I think that's it. You still any better, or still feeling squishy?
It's still very gooey.
Well, she's big on texture, so that's not a good review. Motorcycles are a big thing, or
So cool.
whatever. So.
It's at this point, I would never think I would do that.
How
But
many people is it? That's so many people.
when we were in Vietnam, we were doing that. We were
I
in
know,
that pile.
but still, like, the pile is big.
Yeah.
It's a very busy section of the road during a busy time of day. So their light should turn in a second and the chaos should ensue. It's just kind of a go all at once. Madness. And look, they're getting ready to go. It's not time to go yet, fellas. And the light has turned green and we're off.
Amazing.
And
I've always been an
motorcycles
adventurous
are grouped
eater.
to the front is because they kind of like they stop traffic and they like swerve their way through the stop traffic up to the front of the cars, so they're all at the front of the pack when the light turns green, so they can rush on to the next location.
I don't think I was an adventurous eater as a child, but I think that I like to freak people out a little bit and be braver than maybe I really am. So more than likely, if you say, "Oh, you can try that," I'm like, "Yeah."
You're not gonna get the butt tattoos on your
Yeah, well, that's
nipples on your-
different.
You gonna try
Butt
that?
tattoos don't taste good.
Neither did that pasta.
Yeah.
Nice.
Stop taking my drink.
You told me to put it over here so you didn't knock it over.
No. That's because I was sitting down. I put it over here because I'm an adult.
Daichan, you said, do they have traffic rules? Yeah, I mean, like, the traffic rules are basically that everything goes like water. I don't know what the laws are, but when you drive in that type of environment, like in Southeast Asia or whatever, it's like when you go skiing or snowboarding, the rule is to don't hit the thing in front of you or the person in front of you. If you just do that and everybody does it, it works. So you can just kind of, woo. It looks crazy, but when you're in it and you actually start to, like, feel it, and, like, it's not so bad. It's kind of fun.
Today we're down at a park called Lumpini, I guess. I guess it's probably pronounced wrong, but it's something like that. Down near the
Still say
business district of Bangkok, and we made the mistake of coming down here in the middle of the day. It's like 2:30, 3 o'clock, something like that. I don't have a clock, and it is hot today. It is. We
Just
looked
made
up
the same.
I knew that's what I was going to say.
the temperature on weather, and it's like 98 degrees, and then it feels like it's 102 or 103. So it's dang hot today. So we're sitting in this little gazebo thing in the shade, and there's a little bit of a breeze, which is rare here. So the little bit of a breeze, you take what you can get. And
What, day 2, you know?
I think time has passed. I think we've been there like maybe a week, 2 weeks at this point.
Oh.
We just filmed very little.
Katie's off getting some water because we forgot our bottle
Because
of
I'm wearing a shirt I bought in Bangkok.
water back at the apartment. So she'll be back in just a minute. But I thought I'd give you an idea of what it looks like here in this park. And this is like, if you look on a map, this is by a glance at the map, this is the largest park.
You realize you're about to have Fika,
We're
right?
kind of in the very, very front corner of it. We haven't explored much of it yet, but
Popsicles, I think.
there's some large buildings in this area. I'll show you. So there's a big lake in the middle. I'm not sure if you can see. Oh, there you go.
Do you remember the
Something about a
inhabitants of this park?
Kind of.
So this is big lake, and a little bit
Something
further
maybe
you can see there's
scary.
like boats. Maybe you can
A
rent
crocodile
them and run
or
around,
something.
but there's no way I'm pedaling
Not
a
that
boat
scary.
around in this heat. And
A small crocodile.
then see there's some skyscrapers, and we're kind of on the edge of the business
Skyscrapers.
district. If you go deeper into it, there's more buildings and more looming skyscrapers, which is something I would like to check out at some point. And you can see, here comes Katie, and she is running for some reason in the heat. And it looks like she might have 2 waters, which would be okay with me because I can probably drink one on my own. What did you get? Ice cream? I will have a popsicle. That is completely cool.
Oh, yeah, I remember these.
I knew it. I remembered it.
20 baht, which is, so we got a bottle of water
look like my
and
mom.
2 popsicles for 60 cents in a park.
They're pretty small.
They're pretty small. You gonna give us a review? That's not bad.
I want to eat that popsicle again. It's like plastic on the top, kind of.
Is that a good thing?
It's a good thing. I think that this is rubber. No,
It's like a candy.
It's got,
it's like a plastic.
It's got a nipple.
It's gotta be
I don't know
chocolate.
what that is.
Is it gross?
No, it's like
A shell.
yeah,
It's
a shell, yeah.
I'm not supposed to do this.
I'm not supposed to do this.
You know what we're talking about?
Yeah, I know what we're talking about, but I don't know how it's referenced.
He's a turtle.
Yeah,
He
so
said shell.
just based on
Just
the word shell.
I think is what it's from Greg the Bunny. That's a deep cut.
Do you have anything to say about today so far?
It's hot. It says it's like 102 degrees out here, and it is.
So this is a
Okay.
blizzard here in the
Yeah, like a small
in the
crocodile.
park, about I don't know, 75 yards from where we were just sitting.
I just eyeballed yards. How the hell did I do that? What's a yard?
I don't know.
It's like something about a
75
football.
yards. It's definitely like no one's ever gonna actually know what I'm talking about.
Like 100 yards is a football field. Maybe I just like was like it's a little less than that.
3/4 of a football field.
These things are huge, you guys. Like no joke.
Look at, I mean, it's big. It's really big. I'm not sure if you can see the scale of it without something next to it, but this is a big.
Put your hand
lizard.
next to it.
Throw a banana at it. I don't know. It was probably like 3 or 4 feet long, I think.
He just swims with his arms
Yeah.
back.
How do you feel about your buddy?
I don't like him. he's all right, but about 5 feet away at all times.
And this isn't like a zoo or anything. We're in a park in the middle of the city. There's no
It's wild.
fencing or anything to keep these things here. We found more
Could be a monitor.
things in the river.
Oh, I made friends with
These
someone.
dragon crusts of bread that's been given to us by some other women. And it's hard to see, but these fish are pretty big.
Yeah, they're definitely bigger than my hand.
This is another mall. One of a zillion malls. There's malls everywhere.
Yeah, so the central part of Bangkok is just like, at least this is what 10 or 11 years ago or whatever, even 12 years ago now. There's just a ton of malls like that are like just built along this like center. I don't know if it's the middle part of the city or whatever, but this big road, and there's a elevated monorail, not a monorail, maybe it's a train or something that goes down through this. And there's just like on the right side and the left side, there's just tons and tons of shopping malls.
Yeah, I also noticed this hybrid, this first generation Camry hybrid, and was just like, they were doing hybrids then? Okay.
But this is a big, big mall. There's another one right here on the other side of the street.
There's like a ska band playing or something.
And this is apparently a common thing where they have concerts at the malls. But you see there's like a lot
That I'm on is up there.
of people. And then there's this guy playing. And there's like 3 people in his crowd. They seem to be big fans, so they brought signs. And then I guess whatever's going to happen that everybody's actually here for is somewhere down in this direction. You want to go down on the street? Okay, we're going to walk through it. Fuck it, right? Right? All right.
That might be the first F-bomb on our series.
To look at this.
Surprised it came out of me and not you.
We're not sure. It might be this building here, now that we think about it. This big, tall one.
I remember the 7.
But I'm not sure yet.
Oh yeah.
I remember seeing that a lot.
It's insanity.
We went up there at one point.
And this actually is starting to look.
Maybe that's where we're going now. Maybe I said that.
Now, if that makes any sense at all. So you have a mall, and outside the mall you have a market, which has a concert, which then has a really, really, really congested road, which then has another mall.
Designed this elevator to run smoothly at the speed of 200.
Yeah, we're going up in that building now.
And it takes approximately
But,
1 minute and 20 seconds from
That's cool.
the ground floor to the observation deck.
Hi. We are in the tallest hotel in Bangkok. I can't pronounce the name of it, but they call it the Sky Tower 2. Show them what it shows.
So I think I think it rotates. The platform rotates, and I'm holding the thing still, and then I sped it up. 'Cause that's not me walking, I don't think.
I think you're looking at a puzzle, and then you can't break the pieces apart.
It's big, man.
So in case anybody was wondering, Thailand has got a very large capital. Bangkok is a big
Yeah, I
city.
think this was
Rotating.
We're only here for a month. Seems like a long time, but it seems like nothing when you look at what we're looking at.
you've overlapped
There were
audio.
like huge
Yeah.
folders. If you look over here on their table, those folders are full of software and movies and stuff.
It's all like pirated stuff.
And over here you can get a new DS and an R4
It's like pirating
Oh,
stuff for
somebody
video
noticed
games.
like sped up traffic.
Yeah.
all in one shot.
So we went out today around 1:30, and we were planning on going and getting our laundry and going and getting a few things that we needed at the store and then adventuring. And then this happened. So we're back in our apartment just chilling. They do call it monsoon season, so yeah.
I am nostalgic for the rain in that apartment for some reason.
I'm gonna get you drunk. You're a statue. It's gonna take a lot.
I don't know. I think that's the end of the episode. Okay, so there will be one more. We'll do it next week from Bangkok, I think. And I do have some photos though that we can. Wrong computer. I'm on the wrong computer.
And we're curious, photos first or photos after?
I think photos after is good, to be honest with you. Like I'm pretty sold on that.
Because you could build more on what you've already seen.
Yeah.
That's a urinal.
Yeah, how do I figured out a way to do this last week where, with preview, I think you hold down option spacebar.
Is this what, are they seeing it?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you seeing
If we see it on the TV, then they should be seeing it too.
Okay, but it broke.
There we go. Yeah, I think this was in that hotel that we stayed in, and that's all. That's the only thing that is of notice. And I don't know. It's just we just have some pictures, so I'm just gonna burn through them. If there's nothing to say, there's nothing to say.
Boop.
And
See a tall guy in a shirt.
we already saw this. Of note, though, can I pinch to zoom in this mode? Sweet.
Oh, there's my first
We
travel books.
we have a Bangkok and a Thailand book.
Dude, I fucking destroyed those books.
Yeah.
As with every... What's that thing over in the corner?
There's a paper map.
Oh, paper map. What's got some sort of keys over there?
That might be the key for the room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like it's attached to a bear.
It might be attached to a bear. Oh, earlier we talked about how we had a
Little
passport thing.
Yeah,
That's the thing she was wearing around her neck for the passport. And you can see like the carabiners on my bag and stuff, and just a belt. This is a pillowcase, which is an awesome travel with pillowcases. It's a really good idea because when you get your laundry did, you can just hand them the whole bag with all your dirty laundry, and they just wash the pillowcase, and then they put all the clean clothes back in the pillowcase, and you got it's like it works as a bag. And like if you're on a bus or something, you can take the pillowcase and like put things into it and like have a pillow. Like pillowcases are. People are always like, oh, don't travel without a towel. I almost feel like a pillowcase is more useful.
I don't think so.
Damn. Agree to disagree.
We do not still have those books.
Yeah, no, I
We're
think we
not
gave them.
keepers of that type,
Yeah,
type
I mean,
of stuff.
and we traveled for
Who keep the bag?
a long time. We traveled for like 13 months after
I'd
this.
at least have 20 of these books.
Yeah, we'd be carrying around a library. So I don't know.
I'm
I
not
remember
going
what we
to go
did.
back
Some of-
and like read.
some of them we just gave to other people. Like you'd meet
Or
somebody.
just leave them in
or
the
just
hotel.
leave it at a hotel or something like
Yeah,
that.
I
like on your
remember
last
leaving
day.
the Croatia one in the last place that we stayed.
Yeah. Just, so like, is this a miniature version maybe of the palace or something like that? I think is what we're looking at. It's cool. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I named him or something, and
Chile.
I
You
just
named him Chile.
randomly
You shake
went
this thing.
around shaking him. Yeah, I look really pleased with myself.
Look at your glasses. I forgot about those. Those clear ones. They look good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a couple of bros.
I love this picture.
Just some bros. I guess that was
Queen.
the queen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's like pictures of the king and queen like all over the place.
That
Just-
was stunning.
Yeah, I remember a lot of people staring at that like, whoa.
And I remember thinking, that's out of this world.
So that's, we didn't show the whole reclining Buddha, but that kind of shows it. But it's in this building. It's hard to photograph because of the way
Because of
that
the
these
bar.
pillars are and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Just on the boat.
On a boat.
Some monks on the boat. Something about that was cool too. Like just like
Yeah, that was like
Like,
just seeing that
yeah,
culture
on the other side of the
and
planet.
realizing
yeah.
it existed.
Yeah.
So they do exist.
It's one of our lizard boys. Wish there was a banana so we could figure out how big he is.
It's got to be at least 7 to 8 bananas. Maybe 10. Yeah.
Look at his tongue. His tongue is out. This is in our little apartment that we were staying in. And that jug of water, you couldn't drink from the tap. So you had to go and get water from this big machine that was like down the street. And I remember you just put in like, I don't know, 10 cents or something worth of money.
Yeah, and
it
it
would
just
fill that
blasted
jug.
water
Yeah.
from the top of that building.
Cool picture, yeah.
The Sky Tower, too. 8,759.39 miles.
From Washington, D.C.
That's where I'd be from.
Yeah, basically.
That's one of my favorite pictures. Looks so cool.
Here's my Facebook profile picture, I think, for a while. But I'm hanging belly. I don't know about that belly.
Belly's fine.
Maybe it was an insect. I don't know. What was it?
I think it was a tongue.
I think it was tongue. Yeah,
It's too perfectly placed.
yeah, it looks tongue. We're going with tongue. This one. So this is a
The
view.
storm coming in.
Yeah, this is a better view out of our apartment room. You can see they're doing like the construction and stuff. They have the scaffolding and things up here. But yeah, I don't know why. I'm just nostalgic for having storms here. I like how it's like a urban, really, really dense urban environment, and there's still trees and stuff like mixed into it and stuff. It's nice that they've kept that.
Downpour.
Yeah, we got soaked at one point when we were out. It was probably, maybe, I don't know, it might have been the same day that we were at the park. What were you wearing in that park? No, you weren't wearing that.
It's on the day in the park.
Because I was wearing this shirt, I
We got a
think.
bit of a chonker going on there.
Huh?
We got a bit of a chonker going on there.
Me?
No, me.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We look the same. I don't know, whatever. What are you talking about? We look great.
I'm just stating the facts. I know that I was a bigger lady then.
All right. So that is the second episode of the Around the World Trip series. So next Tuesday, same time, same place, we will be back, and we will.
You were talking about doing it a half an hour later. Have a think about that.
What do you think?
I truly do feel if you can't do it and eat dinner at the same time, then it's really wasting that dinner is dinner. I am thinking about making you something that's a little quicker for you to eat, so that, like, even if it's on camera or off camera, I still think a easier for you to eat thing is better.
But I like the keishoku.
Yeah, the keishoku is good, but I don't know if it's good for this moment.
Okay, so it'll either start at the same time as this one did, whatever time that is where you are. For us, it's 7 p.m. or it'll start at 7:30. We haven't decided yet, but we will be doing them Japan time Tuesday, basically on schedule, unless we can't for whatever reason, and then we'll post to social media and explain that we can't. So I want to appreciate, say thank you for everybody hanging out.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of people come in and follow and stuff. And thanks for the $10 and all the subs and everything. That helps us out a lot, guys.
Very
and
cool.
keep an eye on our Twitch because I do plan on doing more streaming. I got a gimbal for streaming outside. It's cool. It's really smooth. So I'm looking forward to using that a bit more, maybe exploring a bit and just doing stuffs. And yeah, anyway, thanks, guys. We'll catch you on the next one next week or earlier if I stream earlier. Depends.
I'm excited for Tuesdays.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, guys.